What's up YouTube, it's JackalGoldKick. So in this video, I'm going to be talking about why Relapse 2 should have came out or should get released. So I did a video about the King Mathers album, which is the album Eminem was supposed to make in 2006 or 7. Now I want to talk about Relapse 2. Now, Relapse 2 is another album by Eminem that was supposed to come out. After Relapse, he was supposed to do a Relapse 2. But he canceled it and he did Recovery instead. Now, Recovery isn't a terrible album. I like a lot of the songs on there, but it's not as good as Relapse. Relapse has way better production than Recovery, way better production, and it's more dark and horrorcore-like. And some of the stuff I heard from Relapse 2, like Oh No, or like I can't fully remember, but there's material out there that you can hear that was off of Relapse 2, but I wish Relapse 2 would have came out. Eminem has stated in an interview that he doesn't like Relapse or Relapse 2 or any of the material he made for it, and he'll probably never release it. But I still think Eminem should consider it, because like I said in my King Mathers video, there's always going to be a difference between what the creator thinks and what the fans think. The creator might think, this shit is garbage, I don't like this, or I don't think this is a good piece of work I made, but the fans might actually like it. And I think you should let the fans decide for themselves if they like that material or not, you know? And I think Eminem should put out Relapse 2 nowadays. Hell, you could say there might even be a Relapse 3 we don't know about, because I remember hearing somewhere that they recorded so much material that there could have been 2 relapses. So I think Eminem should just release Relapse 2 nowadays, and if there's enough material, a Relapse 3. That way we can hear what was going on and what could have been instead of Recovery. My theory is that the reason Eminem canceled Relapse 2 was because of the reception that Relapse 1 got. People didn't like Relapse. Personally, I did, but people didn't like the accents. So he did Recovery instead. But even though Relapse 2 didn't come out, I still think he should release that nowadays, and anything else related with the Relapse material. I would love to hear it. It would be interesting. It would be cool to get more of horrorcore Eminem, more of Relapse Eminem, and maybe something else that could be done that would actually satisfy the people that hated Relapses. Well, I always thought this would have been interesting. Another Relapse album without the accents, you know? Because there are some songs where he kind of didn't do it. Like the song Music Box, it's not as accent heavy. And I know that's people's main problem. I didn't have an issue with it. But that's people's main problem with Relapse. So maybe with Relapse 2, I mean, maybe it had accents on it. I don't know, because we never heard the album. Or Relapse 3 and whatever else he made for Relapse in general. But maybe what he could have did is, for Relapse 2, have it be similar to the first one with horrorcore and beats, but have it be just him using this normal voice. Then maybe the fans that hated Relapse can have their cake and eat it too. Same with people like us who actually like Relapse. And I think that would be cool, because a sequel is supposed to improve over the original, and sequels, a lot of ways, you know, should try to be different. And I think it would be interesting, honestly, to get like a version of Relapse without the accents. So I think Relapse 2 should come out nowadays. I know Eminem doesn't like that album, and I know that, you know, he's not a fan of that material, he's not a fan of Relapse, but like I said, there's a difference between what the fans think and what the artists think. I want to hear Relapse 2. I want to hear what the material was like, what was supposed to be on it. I know some of the song titles that were meant for Relapse 2. One of the songs that was supposed to be on there was a song called Island Boys. It would have been interesting to hear what that song would have been like. I know that, like, well, 50 Cent was on it because we had the Is This Love song, which that was a Relapse 2 song we did get on Curtain Call 2, which that song did grow on me, but I wish we would have gotten the original version with accent Eminem. So, yeah, man, I want Relapse 2. And I see it a lot from fans, man. A lot of fans want a Relapse 2, and I do as well, you know. So, look, Eminem, Paul Rosenberg, people at Shady Records, and Eminem himself, I understand there's certain things you make you don't like, but just understand that there's a difference between what the fans are going to think and what the creators are going to think. So yeah, I think Relapse 2 should have came out, because I do think it probably would have been better than Recovery, because Relapse had much better production than Recovery, and Recovery's production just wasn't as good as Relapse. I mean, Relapse and Recovery, you know, I like both of them, but Recovery is just not as good as Relapse, because the production's a little weaker, and you know, Recovery's a little bit more poppy, whereas Relapse had more horrorcore to it. So I think he should have did, I don't know if I can say that he should have just did Relapse 2 and then not Recovery, but I think he should put out Relapse 2, put that out nowadays, and everything that was meant for it, everything that was meant for, basically, everything that was meant for Relapse 2, everything he made for the entire Relapse sound in general, he should just put all of that out. And if it turns out to a Relapse 2 and a Relapse 3, then cool. Otherwise, I want to hear it. You know, I wish artists in general weren't so protective of their unreleased music, you know? Because even if you don't like it, the fans still might like it, you know? Because you look at some of the stuff that Eminem has put out, and you wonder, why was this put out? Because it wasn't good. Like, how could you not put out Relapse 2, but you put out Revival? Like, none of us really liked Revival. I didn't like that album, you know? Like, how could that be put out over Relapse 2, you know? So that's pretty much all I have to say in this video. I can't really think of anything else to say, but yeah, I think Relapse 2 should come out, and anything else he made that was a part of Relapse. That way we could get more horrorcore Eminem, more of that Eminem from 2009, whatever he was making, and I just want to hear it. I think it would be interesting. And plus, another reason is because I'm not a big fan of Eminem's new music, so to get something from Eminem that was like before 2012, like around that Relapse time, that would be great. So yeah, I think Relapse 2 should come out. I want to hear the album. It would be interesting to hear what it sounds like, and that's basically why I think it should come out. So that's all I got to say in this video. Peace.